do that, like, good for you. But no, I was just kind of confused because like you're studying like dogs and cats and stuff like that, and so I'm just like, why waste all this time doing all that when if it's not gonna get anywhere? Do you know what I mean?
Not a waste of time. I think a big reason I was even able to come on this podcast and like answer all the essay questions was because college gave me the ability to problem solve and realize that I'm quite a good writer. So thank you very much, college.
So wait, what was the last class?
So I'm trying to...
Okay, there's anthro, identity, ethnicities, cats, dogs, and then sociology of aging. What's the last one?
Sociology of sexuality.
Sociology of sexuality. Okay. From your sociology, when was the last time you had your soc of aging class?
When was the last time? Like,
yeah.
It's not like a class where I zoom in.
There's not like a lecture or something?
No, there's lots of papers and discussions due every week.
Okay, have you recently written a essay or anything?
I've written many essays.
For all of the classes?
For all of the classes, yes.
Tell me one thing from your sociology of aging class that you could communicate to us.
All right. Well, I'm glad you asked. So in one reading we read in the past few weeks, it was about, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to bore you guys. Are you guys?
Give me the 10-second sound.
Okay, well, you'll love this because it's about France.
All right, I'm going to love this.
Okay. So a group of researchers in France found this boy who was just living in the woods by himself. This was in the 1800s. And he had been like abandoned by his family, and he just was rather feral. And he was like, he couldn't hear people calling for him because his ears were accustomed to hearing sounds that mattered to him. Like he could hear a walnut crack like 100 feet away, but he couldn't hear people like yelling at him. So the point of that is to say that our brains adapt to what we it's like our brains are environmentally adaptable, and that's also why we are not in gestation as long as other animals, meaning like we're born and we don't know how to walk already. That's because our brains as humans need time to develop to our environment rather than like a horse that gets born and walks immediately, if that makes sense. I can expand on that. I don't want to like bore you guys though. I could like talk about that for like 30 minutes.
I mean, I'm familiar with the case, and there's actually probably a few examples of these sort of feral, I think they're referred to as like feral children, where they're like essentially almost abandoned basically,
right.
And sometimes even like animals will take care of them in some odd sort of way. But as a sociological concept or principle,
yes.
You providing an example of something that relates to sociology, I guess I'm more so looking like from a principle perspective.
Oh, a principle is that
So we adapt to our environment? Okay.
Well,
I dropped out of college, I could tell you that.
Oh, well, good for you.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean, that story was basically just about like what selective hearing, because like my kids do that, right?
All
Our
right.
kids do that.
I'll be like, take the trash out. I'll be like, I didn't hear you. I'll be like, hey, there's food. You know what I mean? And then they'll hear that, right?
Are you arguing?
But is that what you meant though? Oh no, I was just saying, is that what you meant about that kid like adapting to his environment? He just basically has selective hearing. Right?
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. So sociology of aging, the feral boy or whatever, anthropology of identity and ethnicities. What's just like one quick takeaway from that you could relate to us?
Well, I just wrote a paper on my own identities and how they've shifted over the last like 10 years. Definitely super personal. Don't want to get into it, but it was really powerful. I got an A+.
Well, so
Good job.
writing.
Go, girl.
I'm looking for Like, I don't know, if you were taking a physics class, you might, for
Right.
example, be able to, I mean, this is very elementary, but you might be able to relate to me some, like, a principle of Newton, for
Totally,
example.
yeah.
So, but when you say, I wrote a paper about my identity and I got an A on it, I'm looking for a principle of the anthropology of identity and
Oh.
ethnicities, a principle that you can
Totally.
relate to me.
So maybe it would be helpful to understand that I chose this major because creative writing was not an option for online students.
I don't need the reason why you chose the thing. I'm just
No.
looking for a principle of the anthropology
Yes.
of identity and ethnicities.
No, but partially why anthropology is, why I'm doing it is to be a better writer. And you're,
I don't need the
What?
reasons for
I know, but
why
what-
you're
okay.
taking the class.
Okay.
I'm simply, you've been taking the class, you've been studying it, you've been going to college, you're about to
Yes.
graduate in 2 weeks with a bachelor's degree from a university. I would hope the university is doing its due diligence in properly educating you
Oh, they
so as
are.
to confer
Yes.
you with a diploma that would indicate to an employer that you have a degree of understanding over the subject in which you are studying. Thus, I'm asking once again, what is the principle or concept that you learned about from the class, anthropology of identity and ethnicities?
that from that particular class,
Just one thing.
our identities are a combination of how we were raised and you're stressing me out.
A combination of how we were raised.
And how
So,
we make
nature and nurture.
Nature and nurture.
Congratulations. I'm very far from getting a bachelor's degree in, what do you say?
interdisciplinary
I've never taken an
studies.
anthropology class. I think I once took a sociology class, and then I decided to drop out because it was total fucking bullshit.
Well, I dropped out too the first time.
I can tell you, I'm pretty sure when I was like 10 years old, I heard the concept nurture and nature. And how that, so you're saying it shapes the identity, nurture and nature.
I really enjoy creative writing. That is why I'm doing it. And
What does
we're-
creative writing have to do with identity and ethnicities?
because I write about my identity as a sex worker.
But I mean, if the title of the class includes identity and ethnicities, perhaps you
Well,
could,
I wrote about my background in being white.
you wrote about your background and
It's
being
a-
white.
it's a whole thing.
Congratulations, white supremacists do that all the time.
No.
Congratulations.
No. Oh my God.
I'm still confused why you're getting a college degree if you want to be a sex worker.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Is
I
there
mean,
a
I don't think
problem with being
to
educated?
defend her, I don't think that they're. I assume you want to do some sort of career beyond
Yes.
sex work.
Yes.
Or maybe
Like
open
a-
your own brothel.
No.
Oh, no.
I think the
Definitely
point is that she has a way of expressing herself without
Whoa,
feeling.
what?
Thank you.
Camera angles. All right. She has a wait. Sorry, repeat that. She has a way of.
I was saying, like, I think the point of her going to college is a way to express herself in a more creative way, and that's why she was saying like she wanted to take creative writing. Now, I'm not like defending it, but I'm just saying I think that's her reasoning, and because she keeps getting into like too much detail, we're missing that part.
She wants to wait. She wants to go to college to what again?
To
Express
find a way
herself.
to express herself in the
express
proper way.
herself.
Yeah, she wants to write about it so that she can be honest and open to people, but she wants to do it in the way that I guess they're teaching her how to do it.
Did you go to public school or private school?
The University of Nevada, Las Vegas is a public university.
Taxpayer funded.
I mean,
I'm assuming.
I got
Do you have scholarships or are you paying for it?
both.
Okay. So look, you said that she's going to school to learn how to express herself.
Right, like in a writing
Fuck,
way.
the taxpayer should not be paying for that.
The taxpayers, I don't think are paying for it's. I
You
got
go to a
an-
public school,
I got
it's
an
taxpayer
adult,
subsidized.
Adult learner scholarship.
No, I understand you might have some scholarships. But, well, I mean, that would be, depending on the source of the scholarship, it would be to a degree taxpayer subsidized. Taxpayers should not be subsidizing. I want to learn how to express myself.
Okay, fair, agree to disagree.
That's not the purpose.
Okay.
College ought to be. Now look, I think college perhaps has gone through transformation in the past 10, 20, 30, 40 years where instead of it being an institution for like genuine academic achievement and education, and not all disciplines, some of the disciplines, the hard sciences, those are still valid. However, the liberal arts, the soft sciences, these are very much adult daycare centers. They're diploma mills. They're like, okay, here's a diploma. It's why you find so many people are unhirable after they get a diploma from a four-year university, after they've taken on substantial amount of college debt. They've cost the taxpayer a pretty penny. They have bloated administrations where there's all these, okay, they're putting on concerts at fucking university. They're doing all these, there's like different centers and all this bullshit in universities, massively bloated, just a waste of taxpayer money. And I think we see the fruits of that.
I agree that there are excess costs at universities, but I don't know how it could be an adult daycare when I am a fully online student and I'm working from the brothel.
Well, I mean, obviously there's in-person classes, so yeah, there's online class offerings, but there are in-person classes, and I would say even if you reject the categorization of it as being adult daycare, I would perhaps frame it better like this: university is so that you can have somebody else read to you. That's university.
How are they reading to me?
That's literally university.
I'm doing all the reading.
Especially now with like, you have AI and all these sorts of things, but for the past 20 years, you've had all the knowledge possible at your fingertips on a computer via the internet. Now, there might be some applications, again, if you're taking certain classes where there's like actually lab work and you're dealing with like, I don't know, if you're in chemistry and you have to do actual lab work, that's different, right? But like soft sciences, liberal arts, it's all on the internet.
Well,
also,
yeah, okay.
I find now that with AI, I have someone in my family who teaches. Every single student is using AI to write the papers. So there's a lack of, from the students themselves, look, obviously the students want the good grade, they want to just breeze through it, they want the diploma, they want the grade, whatever. But I think there ought to be, if you are going to spend this time and money on university, especially if it's taxpayer subsidized, I think there should be a genuine educational and academic internal motivation and like a curiosity within the student to want to actually learn the material at a deeper level than just, I'm just trying to get the grade, I'm just going to put this through AI. But I do have someone very close to me who's a professor at a major university on the East Coast, and yeah, they told me every single one of my students uses AI for the assignments. So it's just like, we might have to reassess the value of education if everything's just being done by AI.
Brian, can I
Sure.
comment? Okay, so I also work as a course assistant for a university class, and I will say that university is more than just reciting facts. It's also a process of understanding how to do research. It's a process of how to make
Sure.
an argument. And
I agree.
have edited essays from students freshman year and senior year, and the writing is so different because students do learn these soft skills that maybe you undervalue. But if it were just picking out facts, then I don't think that's a strong understanding of what university is. I agree that university has a lot of problems and inefficiencies. However, I think it has a lot of value as well. And I don't think it's for everyone, and I don't think it's necessary for everyone, but I do think it has value for those who want to pursue it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a misrepresentation of my position. I never said that university is just about rote fact memorization.
Then why did you ask that question?
Which question?
Can you say one thing about whatever?
Well,
You're
I don't think
asking-
it would be pure. Well, hold on. I think it's actually, I'm looking for something actually beyond memorization when I ask that question. So I think, you might be able to just like, memorize a fact which I think she was alluding to by, this case of the child who was abandoned or something and taken care of by animals. But I'm looking for like a deeper level understanding, a conceptual understanding, which transcends fact memorization. So when I ask, if I'm asking, convey to me conceptually what is the depth of what you've learned, that's not